Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel and another episode of the Arsenal Show. Let's play the intro and then we'll get right into it. Yes, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel with another video. And I am joined once again. He's 2-2, unlike a certain Manchester United striker. Melvyn, how are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good evening, Man United. Yeah, unbelievable.
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, obviously saw the picture with him with the tactics board during the pens, and I saw a few of the journalists say that was his version of the Wally with the Brolly with Steve McLaren. And
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
yeah, and someone underneath went, "Yeah, we've called him the fraud with the board." And I was like, "Oh yeah," but no, you know, you mustn't laugh, because obviously happened to us many moons ago against Wrexham, didn't it? So we've all been there.
But I did actually say though they're saving themselves for Europe. Oh, hold on a minute.
Well, it made me laugh because obviously he said, didn't he, we can beat any team in the Premier League, and I'm like, what about teams in League Two then? Did you not?
Yeah,
must have missed that. Yeah.
You can lose to any team as well. Remember that?
Yeah. No, it was a funny one. But Melvyn, obviously not here to talk about Man United, no matter how funny that would be. Played a game at the weekend, Melvyn. I'm gonna guess you were there. Yep. First game of the season, everything. Yeah, pride of place. Good man. Good man. Just to kick off, obviously, before the game, did you get in your seat nice and early?
Nearly didn't, but I did at the finish. There was I won't go through it. Something happened, but at the ground. But I got there, saw the guy come on. It was fantastic. What a warm reception, which you would expect. I mean, the guy is different, you know. But I think we've put him on such a pedestal now. He's got to be 10 out of 10, isn't he now? I know that he can be, but he's got to be, because we've actually laid it all out for him. He's got all his Christmas presents in November. So I just think that he's something we need. He's something different. He's just a fantastic signing, and I can't wait. You know, I've got no fear about him playing against anybody. You know, even against Liverpool the weekend. I'm very, if we stick him in, no problems at all.
Good. And like you said, obviously, I was watching at home on the television, and it felt loud through the TV. So God knows what it would have been like for you in there. And I'm like, this is before a ball is kicked. This is just a player being introduced. So I think obviously what happened, like we spoke about when we had the news, when we did the show last week, when it first started to come out, I think obviously taking him away from that lot added a lot to it. But he is, for me, like you said, he's someone that is definitely a game changer, and I don't think he cares whatsoever about any bit of pressure being on him. I mean, he's got a number 10 shirt at Arsenal. If you want to talk about pressure, then you don't get much more. You know, we've seen other players that were handed big shirts. You know, two of them are academy graduates in Smith Rowe and Nketiah. We both saw how they ended up. I think it weighed a bit too heavy on both of them in the end. But no, I can't see any issues whatsoever with him coming in and doing the business for us, Melvyn.
I can't wait. I mean, it's a big game on Sunday anyway. You know, being in the season, every game you can't wait for, but this is even more so now with him starting, because you fancy he's going to start. I mean, I don't know what Arteta's thinking, but you fancy, with a couple of injuries we've had, he's going to start.
Definitely. But touching on the lineup for Leeds, Melvyn, and we all said that we thought Martinelli would be dropped last week, and obviously I picked Trossard in my lineup. I think you and Neil said that it'd probably be Madueke, and he did start there on the left-hand side. Didn't think he did too well, but he obviously improved as the game went on. But for you lineup wise? Was that what you expected as well? You didn't think they'd do any other changes?
No, that was the one that I said. That was
Yeah.
the one that I imagined. I wasn't too sure about who would play left back, whether it would be Marvel Skelly or who started with the Italian guy.
Calafiori.
I wasn't sure, but no. But you talk about very quickly about Martinelli. How many subs did we bring on? 5?
Well, this is it. This is the first time in both games that he's used all 5 of his subs. So he's definitely changing, Arteta. He definitely he trusts more in what he's got compared to what he had before. And I don't know if that's come down from top of being like, I'm going to sign you all these players, so you better bloody play them.
Yeah.
Or that's him as well being like, no, do you know what? Now I do trust. I mean, 2 he had to make because of injury. So I can sort of weigh that up. But yeah, even at Old Trafford, he used all 5 of his subs and he's used all 5 again against Leeds.
But what was interesting, we had forwards being, Saka was injured and what have you, and he never brought on Martinelli.
No, he brought a 15-year-old before.
He was on the bench. You actually forgot he was on the bench.
Yeah, but he brought a 15-year-old on before Martinelli.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a message being sent.
Yeah, and didn't he do well, as they Bruce Forsyth used to say?
Oh yes, yeah, but we will touch on him a bit later on. But he's definitely in my notes. Don't you worry. I think he's got to be in everybody's notes. But yeah, obviously we started quite well. A few times the passing just didn't get where it intended to again from Odegaard and Rice in the midfield and what have you. But one thing I took note of, and I don't know if you were the same as me, Melvyn, but Gyökeres, in terms of his pressing, now I don't know if that's because he's had another week where he's been training with them and he's fitter, because obviously he had no pre-season whatsoever because he was basically being held captive by his club before they let him come and sign for us. So he's obviously alluded to the fact that he needs to get fitter. He needs to understand, like as much as his teammates need to understand him, he needs to understand them and what have you. But I definitely saw more of a pressing intent from him. There were a few times where he chased the keeper down, and obviously he had that one that he snatched at, and you thought, oh, if you just took a touch there, then shot, you'd have had your goal before you got him. But yeah, what do you think? Because obviously Kai Havertz is an absolute pressing machine. We spoke about it last week, didn't we? He might not get you the goals, but you can never say that guy don't work. And I think as well as the goals that Gyökeres has obviously been paid to get, I think Arteta and everyone else is going to want him to do the job as well, aren't they?
Yeah, he did well. I mean, on the pressing front, he did very well. To start with, the first 20-odd minutes, we didn't play well as a team. And what I didn't like, he was pushed off the ball once or twice, which I thought, come on, mate, you should never get pushed off the ball. And he did. But as the game went on, a bit like our winger from Chelsea, I'm bad at names, can't pronounce it.
Manweki,
yeah. He got better, both of them got much better as the game went along. And I think Manweki's confidence grew and grew, even with that little back flick he did in the second half. You don't do that if you've got any worries at all. You just turn around and try and give it. No, he back flicked it, came off, and I was very happy to see that. But no, he does. He chases down. He's fast, and he's a lump, isn't he? You got that lump coming towards you. You think to yourself, my God, I better get rid of this quick. So it's a good something to have in our armoury anyway. Very good. Very happy.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, obviously weren't playing well as a team, but one of the big moments of the game for me, and I think it's when you win 5-0, I guess moments like this sort of don't get talked about very often. But I thought the David Raya save from the corner that they had, again, a lot of people saying, oh, well, that if that's a save that if your goalkeeper doesn't make, you're thinking he's very stupid, aren't you? And I'm like, well, the rest of the clubs that we're competing with, a lot of them have got stupid goalkeepers, but thank God Arsenal haven't. I thought it was a fantastic save, in my opinion.
Well, you've got two things. First of all, the reflexes were good, excellent. But the second thing is you've got to have strong hands, mate. You can have the best reflex in the world. If you've got weak hands, that goes in off your hand, doesn't it? And there was no way he was letting that go in. Brilliant. A bit upset that he got a clear header in from a corner. I suppose it must happen once in a while.
That's a vice, isn't it, of ours? Last season we conceded a lot of goals from a lot of people talked about the attacking set pieces, weren't a lot on the defensive side, but yeah, it nearly happened again.
Yeah. So I was a bit disappointed about that, but no, as it happened, great save, and from that moment on, we picked the game up, and we had we suddenly woke up.
Yeah, and just touching on that straight away, really, not too long after, we get a corner of our own. And I don't know if you've seen the video, but the Leeds fans are standing there chanting "You're just a S word, Calvin Phillips" at Declan Rice. And Declan Rice does what Declan Rice does, puts the ball on the old sixpence. And I thought Timber at first thought that it was an own goal because he didn't celebrate it at all, did he? He sort of as if to be like, "Oh, has that gone in?" But it's a brilliant header from the guy. Really, really well taken header.
I don't know what I watched on. It might have been Match of the Day, or it probably was Match of the Day. The guy goes fabulous corner from Rice, and so easy for Timber. He made that type of. I thought, hold on a minute, that was a very, very good header, right in the corner, flicked it. I thought the ball was slightly behind him as well. It wasn't in front of him, the ball. I thought he did so well, and I think perhaps he thought it went off the defender because there was a defender on the line. So that might be the reason he probably thought. But it still would have been his goal anyway. I mean, even if it did come off the defender.
Yeah, well, you never know with Arsenal. They probably would have chalked it off. And,
just allowed it for hitting the post first, I suppose.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Saka, he then made it 2-0, and it was another excellent goal. I mean, the build up to this, Declan Rice obviously winning the ball back. Zubimendi then playing it into Timber, and Timber's ball into Saka for the finish. And I know a lot of people are talking about the finish, but I think the ball from Timber needs a lot more love as well. I think that's a superb pass.
When you look at Timber's pass and the way he actually moved his foot, it looked like he had a cue in his hand and just cued like a snooker shot. It looked like it was so precise. It was really, really good. The pace, the angle, everything. I want to see Odegaard do that, Mr. James. More often, final pass. I want to see that.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. I mean, Timber for me. I know a lot of people said about Ben White is obviously better going forward and everything. I'm like, just wait. You know, Jack always said it on the Purely. He went, "This guy's just come back off an ACL." He said, "Let him have a season and then watch him the season after." And he messaged us straight away when that went in and was like, "What did I tell everybody?" And I'm like, "Yep, no, you're spot on." But yeah, brilliant.
Great call.
Brilliant.
I mean, he is a good player. I mean, he's intricate footwork, and he's very intricate, but he's got the power of his foot, his body. He's the whole thing is like, if you made up a footballer, a right back, that's what you would do. His shape, his stature, everything about him is so good. He knows when to put his foot through the ball, when to give it a little flick, run round, turns one way, people go there. It's just fantastic. He's great to watch. And he is. The thing with him and White's done a great job in certain areas, but he is a proper fullback.
Yeah.
He's a proper fullback.
Yeah, and I've always had affinity for Dutch footballers anyway, but he is a remarkable footballer. I look at him and I think, you know, some people may say you're biased or whatever, but I think he's the best right back in the league. Easily. I don't know who else is
another one at the
him.
moment.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't think of anybody that comes near him. I think he's that good. I really do. But yeah, obviously before half time, the Odegaard injury goes down, and I've seen stuff this week about Norway taking him for the friendly, so I don't know how bad it really is, but I worry because Norway took him before when he come back from an injury for us, and he got injured again, didn't it? And I'm like, can Arsenal pull him? Can Arsenal pull him away from the squad? It's really difficult because he's obviously captain for them as well, and they've not qualified for a World Cup or a Euros for a very, very long time. So I'm guessing he'd be so committed to try and helping them qualify, but I'd rather he didn't go, Melvyn, if I'm being personally honest.
I agree. Definitely. And it was a horrible injury, because the guy just did him. I mean, he didn't go for the ball. The ball could have been anywhere, couldn't it? He gave him a little barge. But anyway, hopefully he'll be all right. If he doesn't play this week, he's got another couple of weeks to get 100%. So, as you say, I hope he's just the ball boy from Norway the weekend or whenever they come on. Not the weekend, in the week.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I know they've got all these qualifiers and stuff to play, but I'm like, we've had 3 weeks of a Premier League, and you're taking it away straight. I'm like,
they always do that. It's horrible.
I know it does my head in. Because I'm like,
I mean,
just when the league's starting to shape up and get good, transfer window's just ended. So you're like, oh, everybody's got their squads now. We can really see who to and
you know
everything.
what?
Oh, no, fortnight break. I'm like, oh, for God's
It's
sake.
like going to a decent restaurant. You get the main course, and they say the vegetables be in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? No, let's do it all together, mate. Let's have the season together. Let's do it. Let's get it going. Let's have 2 months of football.
Yeah.
Get it going, and then all right, then we'll have a week or so off.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we know?
Totally agree with you. But then half time comes, and right after half time, Gyökeres, not too long after, he makes it 3-0. Excellent goal this as well. I mean, Calafiori, Neil spoke about it when we were podcasting the other day on the Purely, and he said he saw people saying Calafiori, that's a hit and hope. I'm like, nah. No. I'm like, Calafiori saw him going and went over the top. I'm going to ping him in, and I don't think we've had a striker for a long time, Melvyn, that one bullies centre-backs or right-backs like that. And then, even though the finish to me sort of scruffy, no one else does that.
I think he meant to do it, though. I don't think he meant to do it scruffily. He meant to put it in that corner, but it happened to be scruffily. Yeah. And quite honestly, I don't think we've had a forward who will get in. I've seen plenty of our forwards get in that position and take on, and then it comes to the last defender and just can't get it over the line. He made it and got it over the line. I haven't seen that for ages.
Yeah.
Normally they fall over, they miss it. Well, he did miss it, but he scored. Cut inside, lovely. Cut inside. He's, he's not. And he's not also, though it was right foot. He's not frightened to use his left foot either. I noticed.
No. Yeah, exactly. And it was a big statement for him, and obviously he got to do his celebration, and a lot of the fans got to join in and everything. I think that's going to be absolutely unbearable to opposition fan bases for the whole season, hopefully, because I believe he's going to score a ton more. I just look at how he is as a character and how he is as a player, and I think the guy's an enigma, and I think that's exactly what this team needs. I know obviously it was in Portugal, but he won a lot out there, league and cup, and I think he's come here to do the same. I think they need, like you said, that they need to get someone that's going to get them over the finishing line.
Yeah,
and I think this guy's determined to make it happen.
Yeah,
very good. And then obviously 4-0. Jury and Timber again are tying for our top scorer of the season with the new striker. Bit of a scramble in the box from another set piece, but they all count, don't they? Brilliant.
Sharp enough. He's the only one that's sharp enough to see where it was going and stab it home. No, fine. I mean, I thought the end of the last season, you'll probably pick me up on this, because I thought that we hardly did anything from corners the last quarter of the season. Now, all of a sudden, we've got a few goals. We've got 3 from corners in 2 games, which is great. People will be worried. They'll over-worry about us now, defences. I thought the end of last season, they got a little bit confident with us with corners. They thought they sussed us out. Well, they obviously haven't. So that's good news. Yeah,
and especially when you look at like we said earlier, you look at the standards of goalkeepers now. The way that we are in the box, and we do it within the law. I know a lot of people are trying to say we don't, but we clearly do, because nothing's been given. We haven't been, pulled up on it. No one's been booked for it. So if we can push every tenth of that law as far as we can, then all power for it, because it's a part of the game that we're incredibly good at. So utilise it. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Play to your strengths.
Yeah. Obviously, losing Saka. He had to come off, which was a real shame, and it looks like a hamstring injury again. Doesn't look like it'll be too bad. I saw Charles Watts today saying that he might actually be back for the Nottingham Forest game. And
that's right, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, just rest him. Like, don't. You done this last season, and I know we had to, because we had Real Madrid and all them coming up. But I'm like, you brought him back too early. I'm like, just let him get to. Because there's clearly something going on. I know it's the opposite leg, Melvyn, but I'm like, he keeps having these with his hamstrings. So there's clearly an issue there. And I'm like, just ease him in. I know Arteta thinks that he can play 3 games a week. Well, it's clearly clear he can't. No, so just, you've got the players. So just rotate change them, swap them, keep them in and out. That's what you need to do with Saka now for me.
You've got alternatives now. You've got actually some alternatives where the level is not that much different to Saka. It's not as if there's a big gap anymore. The gap is very, very small now. So I'm confident with anyone playing in his position. Yeah, we'd love him every game. Of course we would. But it's not the end of the world like it would have been a year or two ago, or a few months ago in the last season.
Yeah. And obviously Madueke, when Trossard come on for him, he moved over to the right-hand side and he looked so much better, didn't he? Obviously, that's the position he's played at Chelsea and everywhere else. So it was bound to happen. But yeah, I thought he was much more improved. Like you said, that back heel and everything was brilliant when he done that. But he obviously comes off Melvyn, and there's a 27-minute cameo here by a young 15-year-old boy. Now, you've seen a lot. You've seen a lot more than I have over at Arsenal over the years. But how good is this? How good is Mr. Max Doman, Melvyn, in your opinion?
Well, if he was 18 or 19, I'll wax lyrically about him. But knowing that he's 15, I can't really get that in my mind. I can't think that it can't be 15. But his first touch is sublime. His movement when he touches it is where he's moving when he touches the ball. His confidence, his trickery, he's very fast as well. I mean, he showed the left back his heels a couple of times, and he wasn't. And what I thought was quite impressive as well, he was happy enough to run the ball down the touchline, literally on the touch. You have so much confidence with that. He obviously he's got ice in his veins, because as a footballer, sometimes you see him a foot away from the touchline. They're like, on the touchline, I'll do that. I'll try and take you on the outside. He did hunt touchline, but that's obviously what he wanted to do. So fabulous. He was like, wow. It's and you could feel every time he got the ball, the crowd were like one of those, you know. I've seen some fabulous youngsters over the years, but he's up there. Put it that way, he's up there. I suppose the nearest thing I've seen to his age to be that good is Fabregas.
Yes.
I think Fabregas was 15 when he played in the Charity Shield, and I looked at him. I thought, my God, never knew anything about the kid. I thought, different gravy. I said, he was, oh my God, what's this? But Fabregas went from there, which was excellent, to there. Hopefully this guy do the same. Yeah,
and obviously Arteta and the other players had glowing comments from him, and one of them that Arteta said was that, you know, I obviously trust him at that age because I'm picking him and playing him. But he said what I love as well is how much the players trust, because he said they just kept giving him the ball.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't think they were just giving him it to be like, oh, let's see if we can get the 15-year-old a goal. I think they were like, no, give him the ball because he's going to do something. I know he had a few pot shots from range, but the one that he hit on the volley from the corner and it come out.
Oh my God!
I thought to myself, if that would be like when Wayne Rooney scored against us for Everton. You know, if you want to announce yourself on the world stage, I mean, the next day, it was the Monday, wasn't it? We played on the Sunday. The Liverpool lad, Ngamoa, he announced himself to the world. But I think if he'd have hit that volley into the top corner, it'd have been I don't think you'd have got a better game than that. I mean, 6-0 when that happened, it would have been crazy.
I think the first game, I said it's not on the world stage, but on our stage, I was going, wow, we've got someone who, when Reyes played against Chelsea, I think it was, we hit something on a volley.
Yes.
Yeah. And he hit that ball, we went, and the net stood where the net didn't move. The ball hit so high, you stayed there. Yeah. And that's one of those moments where, you know, defining moments. But again, to have the confidence to do that, you'd think a kid of 15 would go, well, I better give it to someone because, you know, they're not in a better position than me. But, you know, no, it just gets on with it. It's brilliant. It's fabulous to watch. And also, I was surprised because Arteta doesn't normally do that. He gave him 27 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot in the Premiership. Sorry. 27 minutes. Normally it's 5 or 10 if you're lucky. Right? But no, fantastic. It's another tick to make us happy box, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And again, shows how good he is, because I know it was pre-season, but he won us 2 penalties in pre-season, and he's carried that over into the Premier League.
Yeah.
And won us a penalty here, and I was one of the few that said, "Oh, give the lad the ball." let him
Yeah, I
score.
wanted it. Yeah, I wanted that to happen as well.
But you know, Gyökeres, he's here he is the penalty kick taker now. Apparently, Saka's been demoted, Odegaard's been demoted, so it's now his role and responsibility. And boy, oh boy, did he hit that penalty! I mean, crikey! I thought to myself, like, that's a bit violent. So I can imagine why he's on him. So yeah, brilliant penalty.
You've got to be lucky. I mean, it's lucky that he didn't miss the penalty, because he might have hit someone on the head and knocked them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, that's fantastic. Yeah, but even if the goalkeeper dives the right way, if there's two goalkeepers dive the right way, they struggle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like we do on here, Melvyn, obviously with the man of the matches that we pick. There was only one man in it for me. You probably got the same one, so we'll wait and see though, because we always like a bit of debate and discussion. For me, it had to be Mr. Timber. I couldn't think of anyone else. 2 goals and an assist, and I think he got given 10 out of 10 on the official ratings. He was for the old Premier League Player of the Week and what have you. He was the only 10, and they're like, to get a 10 so far, only 2 games into the season, massive achievement. But obviously he was mine, and he's probably the same for you. But
it was mine. He would have been mine, and but's a very long word, isn't it? But had he not scored the second, because I don't like just giving it on people that score goals, right? Otherwise, a goal will never be the man of the match. But I got a lot of pleasure out of watching the metronome, Zuba metronome, as I'm going to call him. I just joyful watching him. The old tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick, keeping it moving, short balls, long balls, moving around, getting in spaces, stopping the ball. You see that, you notice the way that he breaks up attacks as well. He's just like, he's got Duracell up him, isn't he? Definitely. And he's terrific. I just enjoyed I watched him, especially. I mean, watched them all, obviously, but every time I got the ball, I thought, right, I just watched him, the way he plays that ball. It's with certain ease. Certain footballers, when they're classy, they've always got time and space on the ball, and that is him. He's always got that time and space. Sometimes he hasn't, because he makes sure he hasn't, because he gets close to someone. But when he receives the ball, normally he's got a lot of space. And I just thought, I really enjoyed watching him play the other day. Really did.
Yeah, he's one of them, like you've said just now. When I eventually do go back over there this season, I will make my customary trip over there. Like you said, I think there's going to be a period of time where I'm just going to sit and watch what you're doing, because he is somebody that again, short space of time, but the more him and Declan Rice are playing together, I'm like, these two are going to be problems, a big problem for the league, because I think, like you said already, I'm like, he looks brilliant. He looks brilliant. Absolutely mustard, doesn't he? And I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be huge at the weekend. I think he's going to be.
Yes. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Really huge at the weekend. But touching on that. Sorry, go on, Mel. No, please.
Going back to Rice, I thought he's the first 30 minutes. I know his corner was fantastic, but I thought he was a bit shaky. I thought, in fact, he gave the ball away outside our penalty area, and they not nearly scored, but it had a dangerous attack, and that's unlike him. He wasn't quite in the third gear or fourth gear. He was in second gear, I thought, for the first 30 minutes. But he, as the game went on, and his power and his athleticism took over, you saw the player he was. And if he can start like that against Liverpool with Zubimendi in midfield, I mean, half the battle was won, isn't it?
And I know, obviously, last season as well, he took some time to grow into it, didn't he? Like the first few games, got that red card against Brighton and everything that, so contentious still to this day. But he then grew into the season for me. So I don't know if that's the same again, where you're like, okay, first couple of weeks he might, but then he'll grow. But yeah, he's such a good player. He's another one at Anfield. At Anfield, he's going to be so important, because, like you said, athleticism wise, we haven't got many that are like that. He's absolute marathon man. Is Declan Rice. I know the other day I managed to get the distance covered stat. It's so hard to find distance covered stats for football these days. I don't know where they keep. Yeah, I don't know where they keep them for the individual players, but it's so hard to get. But yeah, him and Zubimendi must have easily done at least 11 or 12K between them.
I don't know, but I reckon that Rice does a hell of a lot more than Zubimendi.
Yes.
It makes sense, because he is he's got his, he's got antenna, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Rice goes for it.
Yeah, definitely. But touching on that game at Anfield, Melvyn, and I've got the lineup here that I would pick. It's a bit different to what I said. I said the other day, I think I got lapped up in it, where I said, you know what, start Doman at Anfield, screw it, play the kid. But I've reined myself in, I've calmed down, and I thought, no, do you know what, it's probably not best to have him in the squad, bring him on, but maybe not start him. But yeah, this is what I've gone for, and I've taken the injuries into account, Melvyn. So obviously, the back four stays the same. I'm sticking with Calafiori because he loves a goal in the northwest, Melvyn. So he's got to play for me. He's the kind of person that could score a goal up there at Anfield. He could bang one from range or something. Zubimendi, Rice, and I've gone for Nwaneri in that other midfielder role just for the outlay that we made and how massive we made the new contract renewal for him. So I think if you've done all that and you've backed him to the hilt like that, then back him to play. And I think he's good enough to play at Anfield for us in this game. And I think he could have a really, really good game at Anfield because at the moment, their defence is offering up so much space, especially in behind. And he's someone that when you get the ball quickly, he will thread it through in behind to somebody. And that's exactly what Gyökeres wants. And that's what I think Gyökeres needs. So that's why I've gone for Nwaneri there. I know some people said play Moreno because you want to shore it up and play it tight. I'm like, no, I don't like going to Anfield with, let's be safe, let's shore it up and try and do it. I want to go at Anfield and have a go. When have we last gone there and punt? Kevin Campbell always used to say to me, James, you've got to go up to these sides and punch them on the nose. Got to punch him on the nose. And I think to me, I'm like, playing Moreno, as much as I understand it, he's not good enough on the ball for me. And I'm like, go up there and give him a whack and see, if we score first and score early, see how they react. Let's see what happens. And then the front three, I know this is going to be hard for people because they're all new players. But this is why we've bought them. This is why they're here. So obviously Madueke on the right, Gyökeres up front, and Eze on the left-hand side. I'm going for it, Melvyn. I'm putting Eze straight in. That's the reason you've paid that 68 million pounds to play him, because he wants it. And I think at Anfield, if you can't get G'd up and motivated to go to Anfield and win, then what are you there for, really, in my opinion? What say you?
I think that team you've picked, I can't really argue with you. Honestly, that's a very good team. The only thing I'll say is that you said Nwaneri, you're picking him because we've invested in him for the future. I'd pick him anyway because I think he's perfect to take over from Odegaard. I think he's probably his cameo, more than a cameo role on Saturday, was better than Odegaard's. So I think he's stronger. I think he's got, at the moment, he seems more confident than Odegaard is. Odegaard, like I've said before, is very good at getting the ball, moving it across. But that final ball inside, I'm not always that confident he can make it, and has been proved. And I think Nwaneri can do that. And some of his, and he will run with the ball, Nwaneri, and pull people away and give space to our wide men. So I'm very happy with that. And so yeah, that's a good team. The only thing I'm not now worried about, and I would have been a week or two ago, is Calafiori at left back defensively. But I don't think Salah, I think he's missing a bit of sparkle there. I've seen a couple of Liverpool games this year, and he doesn't seem to be up to his standard. Not because he hasn't scored a goal, he has scored a goal, but not that he hasn't, scored loads of goals. I've seen him, and he's not been that great for him. He's a brilliant player for him. And I'm not worried now. I think Calafiori will be okay with him.
Same. Really. Yeah. And I think a lot of that comes from where they've got all their new players now. It's not all going through him. They want it to go through this Wirtz that they paid the record money for. I mean, Ekitike up front is... I'm not doing all this. He's the new Thierry Henry stuff. People go too early on that. But for someone of his size to have the feet that he has, I'm not used to tall people. Peter Crouch was a good goal scorer, a good target man, and there were times where he exhibited very good football skills. But he was more of a clunky type sort of player. But this guy he's 6'4", 6'5", or whatever. But
he's really as tall as that. I didn't realise he's as tall as that.
He can play. His footwork is incredible.
Yeah, he's got good
He's a
vision as
worry.
well. He runs into good
Yeah.
channels. You know, I
Yeah.
think the first goal that he was lucky to score against, did they beat? Was it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
The centre half had a mare for the first goal, didn't he?
Yeah.
He made what I would call I won't say what I call it, a weak tackle. Put it that way.
Yeah.
He didn't really want it, did he? In my opinion.
To be fair, he was lucky to still be on the pitch because he completely slapped the ball. Didn't he? He just smashed, smashed it like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
No.
So,
but he made an absolute. But he took
he
it
did.
well. And if you see the centre forward, he told the midfielder where he wanted the ball. He got it and got through the tackle, and on the goal he went. No, he's a good player. He's a good player, quality player. But you can't call any player another Henri unless they're called Henri, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But if I was to press you now for a prediction for this one, Melvyn, what do you think? How ambitious are you?
I'm very ambitious.
Same here.
I'm very ambitious. I'm going for it, boys. I'm going for it. 2-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh wow. Lovely. We all said 2-1 the other day, so I'm gonna stick with it. I said 2-1, and I said Calafiori as well to score because of obviously he loves the northwest goals. So
yes, yeah. What did Neil say?
Neil said 2-0. He said 2-1. Yeah, he said 2-1 as well.
No, did he? All right.
Yeah. I do. Sadly, I do think we'll concede our first goal of the season, but we're going to get the win out. I think we're going to beat them. I really do.
Yeah,
I think it's time. You know, since Podolski and Cazorla scored on their debut all them years ago. That's the last time we beat them at Anfield in the league. So I think it's time. I think they're due it.
Yeah, just talking about the history for a little bit. I think Podolski was so unlucky. I don't think he got the chance with us.
No. Well, he bought him to play with Robin van Persie, and then he obviously let Robin van Persie go, didn't he? And I remember thinking to myself, if them two ever got a prolonged period of time together, they would have been insane. I mean, obviously, like Dad, you saw McDonald play, and he said to me, James, next to Lucas Podolski, that's the hardest I've seen a man hit a ball.
That's right.
And he said, and they weren't these funny balls like you've got now, where you can just tap it, but it will fly all that. He said McDonald's used to hit footballs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But with Podolski, Wenger said he's the best finisher in the club, and never played him.
Yeah.
I thought that's a bit strange.
Yeah. I remember. Was it? I want to say like one of his first goals. I want to say it was like because Montpellier, I think, won the French league, didn't they? And we bought Giroud. I think we played Montpellier in the Champions League, and that was the one where it come over and just straight away on the volley. Yeah, and it was just like, like you said earlier about the goalkeeper. You know, Gyökeres's ball would take someone's head cleaner.
Yeah,
I'm like, it was a ridiculous volley. And I mean,
and he was a fan's favourite, wasn't he?
Yeah, he still is now.
Yeah,
still is now. People love him.
He had a smile on it. He played with a smile on his face. He was direct. I just thought it was terrific. It was just we never got the best out of him. I remember him playing for. So he was Germany. Of course, he was. He was a German forward, but he was also, I think, born in Poland or something.
Yeah.
Said, what a player! What a player! Unbelievable. And then he came to us, and he never quite hit that. In my opinion, hit those heights again. For some reason.
But the emotional connection's still there. I mean, he still talks about Arsenal on social media a lot. Always has a shirt on Instagram or whatever when we play and stuff. But he's got a chain of kebab shops now as well. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what they're like. I've not yet to sample the wares of a Podolski kebab.
Have they got one over here?
I don't know. I don't know if they're only in Germany and I think, like you said, Turkey and obviously Poland as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. I'd like to see what a Podolski kebab would be like. I'm not one normally for kebabs because I've had a few that have sent me to places where I don't like being. But I would risk the bad time for a Podolski kebab.
I think probably all the meat would be on the left-hand side, wouldn't
it? Yeah, definitely. But just quick as well, you're saying about history, and I hate to do this again, Melvyn. I hope this doesn't become an occurrence on this show, but another player subject to silly comments and abuse from Arsenal fans this week. Paul Merson, obviously, we all know he supports Chelsea. He's made no secret that he supports Chelsea. And I saw that, I don't know if it was on Sky, he said something about being a Chelsea fan, or it was on his own Twitter.
You mean
or
he's
something.
being honest, James? That's all he's being honest.
Yeah, and people were going, "How dare you? You know, you are no longer." And these people that were like, "You're not an Arsenal legend. You're not an Arsenal this, that, or the other." They never saw him play. I mean, I got near the end of his time at Art. When I started going, he was near the. I mean, my first game, like I said, was his testimonial, but I saw him towards the end. But I know all about what Paul Merson's done for this club. And to me, he is a legend of this club. Like I said about Tony Adams, 89, 91, 93 cup double, cup winners'
cup. And he got
cup.
us out of trouble, James. The amount of games used to get us out of trouble. We weren't doing anything. One of those games where nothing was going right. All of a sudden, it'd chip a keeper from 20 yards. Or he'd go on one of his runs. Oh, he's very exciting to watch. And he was, I'll tell you something, not an Arsenal legend because he supported Chelsea. When he put that red shirt on, mate, he was Arsenal 100%. All right? Don't worry about that. Yeah. You couldn't play like that if you weren't 100%. You just can't do it.
Melvyn,
he's very knowledgeable as well. I think he knows, people have a dig at him, or he says, I think he's very knowledgeable. And I've gone to a couple of talks with him. And I tell you what, he's very funny, very entertaining as well. That doesn't make him a legend, but I think he's all right. I like him. As a player, as a person, great.
Yeah, and to me, he's always spoke well about the club. I mean, it's the same thing with Tony Adams. I'm like, he's expressed opinions that you don't like, and I'm like, just because you don't like what he said, that completely invalidates him as a player and what he's done. I'm like, these, they've got to be kids. I can't think of. They've got to be people that have never seen him play, or they've not seen any football other than the Emirates era, and maybe just the end of Wenger, Emery into Arteta. Because I'm like, you're clearly clueless.
You don't have to know anything about football to know the difference between someone telling the truth about I'm a Chelsea supporter and someone disrespecting Arsenal, which he wasn't. Saying he's a Chelsea supporter is not disrespecting the club. He's always shown Arsenal respect. So I ain't got a problem with that. If he was having a go at us about, I used to be a good club, look at it now, bloody da. I wouldn't be very happy, but he's never done that. He's had a go at us when we played badly, and rightly so. That's different. But as a club, he's always shown us respect. And, that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, some of these fans need to take a good long look at themselves and look at the current squad that we've got. Because I bet you some of them that abused them had Declan Rice pictures when Declan Rice himself and even his whole family, they're all season ticket holders at Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan. Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard as a kid, Liverpool fan.
James, can I ask you a question? Do you think a lot of Spurs fans didn't like Harry Kane because he come through the Arsenal stuff and he had an Arsenal shirt on? Do you think they worried about that when he was knocking in goals against us?
Well,
not at all.
They loved Harry Redknapp. Who did Harry Redknapp go and watch as a little boy? Weren't Tottenham. He's an Arsenal fan. He used to take Jamie there. He won't admit it. And their current manager, older Tommy Frank, he don't like it, but you can tell. Apparently he was an Arsenal fan growing up.
Oh, right.
So I'm like, it's all of it's ridiculous. It's like, for me, like you said, what's he done for us? When he puts that shirt on, I'm like, I just think it's so silly. Just back to back, like. I'm thinking to myself, what legend of the 80s and the 90s are they going to go for this week? Because it seems to be one a week that they keep doing. I'm right, it'd probably be Smudger or someone next, knowing this lot. They clearly, like I said, they clearly never ever seen them play, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But Melvyn, before we wrap up and get out of here within 45 to an hour. It's been flown by. It's been an early one, but it's flown by. So it's absolutely.
I was waiting for half time, James. I'm upset.
But there's still some transfer stuff going on, Melvyn, and obviously Hincapié from Leverkusen, the left back, stroke centre back, coming in to replace Kivior, who looks to be going to Porto. And as much as I'm gutted about that, I really do like Jack Kivior, and I think to myself, I don't know how there's no Premier League club coming in from. I know he apparently doesn't want to stay in the league, but I'm very shocked that there's not been a club in the Premier League that's come in for him, because I look at Kivior and I think to myself, okay, maybe you're not good enough to start over Saliba or Gabriel, but he could easily walk into another. I mean, West Ham at the moment, I think that me and you'd get a game at centre back for West Ham. They're that bad. So I can't see how they wouldn't want to buy it. You know, he gets to stay in London. All right, he might be in a relegation battle, but he'd improve them tenfold.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when you see centre halves or players, you think, oh, look at that. Look, can he be any good? He can't even get in the team. But with Kiwior, let's face it, look who he's got to beat. Unless the people are injured, he's never going to get a game. So, no, he's okay. He's good. He's a good player, good Premier player. But for what we've got, he's not quite there. And this left back we've got, I know you don't play football on a computer, you play it on grass. But what I've seen on him on YouTube, he looks vicious. He looks something special.
Yeah, he's incredibly quick.
Very quick and very direct. And he's like the other centre half we just bought. Looks like an absolute bargain.
Yeah, Mosquera.
Yeah, I mean, Mosquera reminds me of a spider. He's got like 3 legs or 4 legs. He's got, or 5. Well, you know, his legs are everywhere.
When we brought him on at the weekend, and he was stood there, you know, obviously giving the high five or whatever to Timber when he come off. I didn't know, and I'm like, I've seen pre-season. I'm like, I didn't know he was this big. He looks mad. I don't know if it was one of them where, you know, like where they say on the cars, where it's like, oh, things in the mirror look, as they get closer, they'll appear bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, he's massive. He's massive.
But don't you think as well that our manager, Arteta, had the confidence to play him at right back? If you're just a clodhopper, I'm not saying he is a clodhopper, obviously he's not. But if you thought your centre half is like can just play at centre half and not have that football ability, he's obviously rates him as a footballer as well to let him play at right back. And he can play. He can play he's all right. He can pass the ball. He can move forward with it. He's got a football. I like him. I tell you something. He's all right. I think that's a steal. I really do.
Same. And a lot of people said that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff about Saliba's future next season. But I think to myself, if he goes, obviously you're going to pack it a lot of money for it. But I'm like, you keep playing this guy this season and then let him grow. I'm like, he can slot in there with, I think Gabriel would be happy with him slotting in there. He's got, all right, he might not have the silk of Saliba, but he's definitely got the stature. And he's definitely, like you said, got a football IQ. He can play. So, yeah, I like him. I like him a lot, Mosquera. I'm excited to see him play more. But I think, Melvyn, that something else could be. I'd love to give people names. I'd love to be able to sit here and give people names. But I look at the players that are potentially going out, and I think if Martinelli doesn't see a minute at Anfield, he ain't done. And I think he'll realise the writing's on the wall. So I think he could finally be shifted, which is sad. But again, like you said, the team moves on, and I think with what we're going to be doing and what the players that we've got, you got to be more. You got to offer more end products. And I think in that Man United game, he was absolutely. I think in pre-season he was quite bad as well, but I thought he was woeful.
And also, in all fairness, last season he was poor. Yeah, his standards.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to wait Arsenal until Saturday or Sunday to play.
We can't.
I think the decision's been made. I believe the decision's been made.
Yeah, really and seeing about Stuttgart today selling their striker potentially to Newcastle, they've now got money. They can't plead poverty with us with Vieira now. We know they've got cash, so hopefully that one gets done and he ends up over there. And Nelson looks like he's going to Chris. I mean, this Berta for me is a genius. He buys Eze and then he gets £15 million cash back from Crystal Palace for Nelson.
Let's hope he does it. Let's hope it goes through. It'd be good for all parties. I'm surprised Fulham haven't come in for him because he had a good season at Fulham.
Well, apparently they did. They were looking at him, but they've gone for 2 different winners now, so they're not considering him again. But yeah, for me, he's another 100 grand a week. He's lucky that deal got done. He really is, because he's not 100 grand a week footballer.
And I remember people were on his, saying, "Oh, I can't. Why are we going to sell him? We should never sell him." But Eddie, I mean, have we missed Eddie? Even without centre forward, if you like.
Yeah.
And
when Marino was up there, he played better.
Yeah. I think when you talk about Mourinho, no, to start with him, I agree. But if we're like 2-0 up, 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go, he's the type of player you bring on, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It just, for me, like I said earlier, I want to go Anfield and I want to have a go. And I'm like, he ain't got that technical quality on the ball for me and everything else.
No, he hasn't. He's not quick enough. Not quick enough. He got sent off against him last year, didn't he? Was it last year? Got sent off at Anfield.
Was it the home game?
No, the away game, wasn't it?
Oh, he might have done, yeah. Yeah, he might have done.
Game? Yeah, 1-0.
He scored, he scored, and then he got sent off, didn't he?
2 yellows. In fact, I think he should have had 3 yellows. He done 2 tackles, bad tackles on the edge of the box within 3.5 seconds of each other. Yeah,
but I remember the second one, someone else should have been in there, and he did turn around and go to him like, "You left me no choice." You basically like, "You got me sent off because I had to kick him." So, but no, he did score a good header though. I remember that it was a diving header, weren't it? It was a good header. Yeah. And Odegaard actually shot from long range and scored as well, which was a good one. But Melvyn, it's under an hour. Is there anything else you want to throw out there? I mean, I don't want to keep you unnecessarily, but if there's anything else you want to throw into the conversation realm, I'm here for it.
No, I think we covered most of it. I think we have covered most of it. It's just it sets it up nicely for Sunday. You know, it's this is what you're a football fan for, isn't it? Yeah. These type of games.
And they look gettable, Melvyn. I don't want to jinx myself, but they look gettable. They look vulnerable.
We've gone to Anfield the last 10 years, if you like, watching the game through our fingers. I don't think we have to do that now. I really don't. And that's the difference. So, looking forward to it. Can't wait. Is it 4:30 Sunday, isn't it? Kick-off? Is that? Can't wait. 4:30.
Sunday's a footballing feast for me, Melvyn. I've got the Old Firm and then I've got Arsenal-Liverpool right after.
Oh, Celtic Rangers. Oh, my God.
It's a spicy day, that is. What a Sunday
the last manager, the last game he played, he manages the Rangers.
I think if he's in the dugout on Sunday, he's lucky.
Yeah, he's done well. Yeah.
Well, considering both of them, I know there's a lot of Celtic fans that don't want Brendan in there anymore. And
why is that? Because it's the football they play, can't be the results.
Well, it's a bit of both. So their board have been quite tight with the money in terms of securing them transfers and everything else. But they've also said him tactically, he's never improved on. They've said he's the same, he's the same tactically as he was when he was there in the first spell. And he's like, things are getting quicker, things are moving on. And he's still playing this plodding sort of, boring formation that he plays because they're like domestically, they've got no challenge. But Celtic want to go further in Europe. And they were like, look at last season. We were only a few minutes away from getting Bayern Munich on penalties and going through. So...
Yeah, but you just said that the board won't give him any money. How's he expected to improve? I know that the tactics.
I'm with him.
Do they deserve? Does the board forget what manager they have? Do they deserve to go further and further without spending money? You've got to spend money as well.
Oh, definitely. But both of them not making the Champions League and then falling down. So if they were to make it to the Champions League, they'd have got, I think it was something like 15 to 18 million. Just purely for the TV rights being in the Champions League and everything else, but then their gate receipts on top. Well, now falling into the Europa League, they've got 4 million. So they've lost about 15 million each by not qualifying for Europe, which to an Arsenal or to someone like that, that's not a lot of money. But to Celtic and a Rangers, that 15 million is huge. It's huge for both of them. But I forgot that I'd be very remiss to say Champions League draw happened today. That completely flew over my head. Arsenal here, Melvyn. Got Bayern Munich at home. You'll obviously be at that one.
Yeah.
Harry Kane coming back home. We got Inter Milan away. Hopefully we can get revenge on them out there. That'd be a good one. Atletico Madrid at home. That's going to be spicy, isn't it?
Oh, terrific.
Diego Simeone versus Arteta. I think that's going to be an absolute battle. And then got Club Brugge away in Belgium. That's a good one for the away fans. That's a great trip. Good beer in Belgium. So yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah. You actually live out there.
Really?
Yeah. Not for long. A year and a half I was out there.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, very fantastic. Unbelievable. As you say, I was drinking beer then. It was nice to drink the beer. The food's excellent. And to get around is so easy. Got trams, buses, trains. You know, it's terrific. Really good. Really good.
Yeah. And then after that, Olympiakos at home.
Right. Wow.
Another one, Slavia Prague away. See, our fans have got Belgium and then Prague. That is two. If you get the results, if you win both them games as well, you have got two cracking nights out there.
Yeah.
And then we've got the team that knocked out Celtic at home. I'm going to struggle. I think it's Karat Almaty, the Kazakhstani team.
Yeah.
I'm praying that none of our fans wear the Borat mankinis to the ground, please. Please don't do that. And then finally, Athletic Bilbao away, which is another good, a nice away trip to Spain. So, but
does it work out? I mean, mathematically, it's not always the case, but is there a break-off point of X amount of points, like 16 points or something? Is that what they
depends
normally?
On what else. Depends
we
on
haven't
what
done it. We've done it this 1 year, haven't we?
Yeah, it depends how everybody else does. But looking at it, and again, I know football's not played on paper, but I think if we can't get through, if we have to play the silly knockout extra game that they do because we didn't make enough point, I think we've got enough in our tank to do like we did last season and qualify first time. I really do.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Definitely.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of points on the board there for us with what we've got. And lastly, Port Vale in the League Cup away. We drew them. I think it's the first time since 97, 98 we're going to be playing old Robbie Williams FC. So that'd be he's a big Port Vale fan apparently, isn't he, Robbie? So that'd be an interesting one. Be a good one. Hopefully a few more youngsters will get to play in that. We can get to see.
Definitely, yeah. Have a lot of youngsters playing there.
Yeah. But it'll be good. But anyway, Melvyn, thank you very much as always for coming on.
No, thanks for asking. We enjoyed it as always.
Anytime. Like I said, you bailed me right out, so I'm incredibly grateful. But if everybody else wants to, follow you, hear you, see you, where do they go, Melvyn? What do they do?
Basically on this channel, sometime on Mike's channel as well. There he is, the man.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's in this season. I'll be a guest on his pod, can't wait. And basically that's the main two for the moment. The main two.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much again.
Yeah, I might go on Ryan's one.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Ryan, that's a good one. That's a possibility as well. Looking forward to that as well. With Liam. Liam, the host, that one. He's quite good.
Lovely. And like you said, obviously, Michael, I believe he's going live tonight at 8:45. So in 45 minutes' time,
late kickoff.
Get yourself over there under the floodlights for Arsenal above all. Yeah. Can they do it on well, it's not really a cold, windy night. It's quite nice here in Essex. I don't know what it's like over where you are, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad where I am. So, but yeah, thank you so much as always, everybody, and take care. Enjoy the game of the weekend and come on the Arsenal. Let's go.
Come on.